Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to wish you a good day for in this beautiful place in Savoy here, and for it is all balanced. For all the climatic dysfunction come from the fact that 99, 98, 97, 90% of the population are cultivating catastrophes within themselves. They're following this narrative of catastrophe, and so the nature is mirroring that. Once we find the inner balance, we connect to the true, to the nature, to our creator, and find this balance, this serenity, this peace. Nature will balance itself out. For now, there is a great deal of purification and cleansing that is going on. I thought I'm going to discuss the Arcturian matrix. I also want to say to return to the first cause of perfection. This first cause of perfection is really what we seek to connect to the source, the first cause. And there are so many things that we ask to determine, to learn to think for ourselves, not to listen to anybody else's thought. For there are so many things that are good common sense. We're going to have to return to the common sense, the common good of all. Right now, there's so much that is nonsense in relationship to political and economic policies and laws and all kinds of things that are complete nonsense. But it is all about bringing into the light all the dysfunction of society. For if we're living in a house that is completely breaking down on the physical plane, yet this house, when we need to rebuild a house, if you buy a house that is completely broken down and you have a beautiful plan for an architect with a beautiful plan for a beautiful house, we need to completely remove the old house before we can rebuild a new house on top of it. And on the astral plane, the deconstruction has happened between 2012 and 2018. It was the whole deconstruction of the old matrix, the 3D matrix, and now we've been reconstructing the 4D matrix on the astral plane. For we already in the fourth dimension, we already have the power to project in the quantum field what is wanted, and whatever we think will appear more and more. So this new house is being built right now on the astral plane. For 2022 is really the last time for choice. The last time, well, not the last time for choice, but it's very determining in whether we continue to struggle in the ego and the duality, or we move into the path of grace and ease. For the doors will open more and more for those who are heart connected. The mix shall inherit the earth, and it all will come from within, and the door will open more and more and more. The hours is the H hour, hours have come. The hour is now. It is happening. It is right about to unfold on the physical plane. And so, but there is some that will struggle with the ego. The doors will close more and more. And all the puppets of the shadow government will face they're trying to robotize the society to make us to lose a sense of identity, of culture, of sex, religion, everything they're trying to but we do not need to play their game. It's like it's complete nonsense. We are who we are. We have to accept who we are, where we are, and all that we are to move into that consciousness. Did I pour some card already? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Did I pour some cards? For the observer is the milk and honey, to really see the good things out of life. Well, we'll have a double reading if I did. The highest wisdom is peace, to continue to cultivate peace. This inner peace, to be at peace, to be in acceptance of same card as in the French reading. What we need to understand is TikTok is the connection to the timeless moment of now. For the timeless moment of now has always been here. What we need to do is to be the observer, to become completely contemplative, of not to get involved emotionally to be able to observe the development. For there is a higher divine plan that is at work to bring everybody to the 0 point eventually, where the river meets the ocean and the one becomes one with the one. And this is really where we are guided to. And the outcome is faithful heart, to continue to be true to ourselves, true to those we love, to continue to cultivate the love. I'm going to briefly address the Arcturian matrix. The Arcturus is a very old civilization. When you look at it in the sky, you find a constellation that's rather easy to find. It's called the Big Dipper. It's like a dipper, and then when you follow the tail of the dipper, you find the star that is called Arcturus. It is a magnificent civilization that's never been fallen into darkness, always protected itself from the galactic wars, and they are really the midpoint. We all been through there. For me, I was lucky to be to come into this incarnation with memories open. Ever since I was a child, the Arcturians used to come and visit me as a child, and I made a complete reconnection in 1992. I was invited to visit the ships, and they've always been there for me. I work with them. They're really great teachers, but we all have to pass through this matrix. We all descended from higher planes, and then when we move into Arcturus, and we'll have to move through Arcturus to return to the higher plane. So it is very important to continue to cultivate that connection. For when we descended, the soul had to make a choice, whether we polarize, because we moved into the world of polarization, and so either we polarize towards the light, and some souls polarize in the darkness, so in the darks. But it's all part of the one game, the one family. We had to, some of us had to come and play the dark, but we all explored the whole spectrum of reality when we came down here. Yet in this time we chose to be on the light. But in order to be on the light, we have to recognize the darkness within ourselves, the ignorance part, in order to integrate it, to become the Tao. To become the Tao, but to integrate the Tao, the yin and the yang. It's a logo with the yin and the yang. There is the darkness within the light and the light within darkness. And those, I met them, they're like individual beings that are eternally fused and united, and they keep the balance on a universal scale. So they're wonderful beings. It's a logo, a universal logos, and so it is about the integration, to be in this integration of darkness and light, yet to have the light that is always dominant, that is peace is always dominant, because when the darkness becomes dominant, we become agitated, we become confused, we become. But do not judge yourself. We're passing through this. Continue to invoke the violet fire. You can also call the great Archangel Michael, who's been a protector of humanity since the beginning of time. Is an assistant is assisting all planes of reality, for they are great beings. The archangels are great beings of light. You may call any other archangels as well. But to ask him that he sends an angel of blue fire within the aura of all human beings, to cut out all that is untrue, that is fake, that is lie, so the reality will be revealed. For it is very important to understand what needs to be shared and what we need to keep to ourselves. There's so much that we need to be discreet about, not just in spirituality, but when you do business, you only talk business with the people you're doing business with. It's just so you keep the energy really focused. If you dissipate the energy with people that have no need to know, then it takes longer, or maybe it doesn't even work. Understanding also the plan of God is multi-layered. There is so many interaction, there's so many level of reality that is unperceived, because we see the physical and we see what is revealed to us, but the many operation in the liberation of this planet on the higher planes is being kept secret, because if it is revealed and we talk about it, and then the dark becomes aware and they take countermeasure, and so it slows down the process. So they keep a lot of things under wrap. They whenever. And even me, I receive many information. I share a lot, because that is my mission, to anchor, to share, to communicate, to awaken this desire to communicate, to connect to your own inner self, to become more lucid and aware about our own divinity, to be in acceptation of that. And so, but there's so many things I cannot disclose, because it's just for me, but we will discuss all those things. Will be discussed, commented on when it is the time, when there will be manifestation of such thing. Until the manifestation happen, there is a great need to keep things when we don't talk about things, we make it strong inside. Yet sometimes we need to express it in order to release it and to share it. When we have an idea, it's good to talk about it a little bit, to share it, because it's communication. So it's about finding the balance, the wisdom to know what needs to be communicated and what needs to be kept under wrap, so that it can. For there's so many things that also. And God knows what we do inside. What is all those things that we do? We don't need to communicate on, because it's done. It's been done, and it's been recorded in the universe Akash. For it, even in the universe, there is a need to know. Beloved Michael explained that it's all on a need to know basis. If you don't need to know something, then you don't need to know. You will know when it is the time for you to know, when your soul and your spirit is ready they know that your consciousness here on the earth is ready to receive that information. Then your guides will provide that information, or your soul or your spirit will provide that information. and yet you need to you need to decipher what needs to be shared and what what needs to be kept for you, what is only for you, and what needs to be expressed. For here I'm being called to express so many things that are usually wouldn't be expressed, because Lao Tzu said that he who knows does not speak, he who speaks does not know, and there was great wisdom in that, and there's still wisdom in that, of course. We send greetings to this beloved master. For everything builds up inside. Everything we built, everything builds. It's all hidden, and when we've been cultivating good thought, good energy, or good intention, even, then that builds. But and at some point, those who are cultivating lies and deception, it was like for a very long time, this like if they could get away with it. But very soon, all what is inside will be shown. So all the lies will be seen, all the truths will be seen, and that is really what's going to be happening. So understanding that all the dysfunction of the world come from the inner chaos and unbalance that people cultivate inside, and God knows that most of them are not even truly responsible. They're just following a narrative. So once we get rid of all the few that are controlling this narrative of negative narrative, for this is the first mission. This is really that will be soon accomplished, and it's to get rid of all the darkness. Then humanity will be free to make their choices, and for it is really a time of choice, and the purification will continue. I'm going to pull a few more records. The highest wisdom is serenity. We come back to peace, serenity. To let go of the agitation and the struggle, to surrender our struggle to the Mother Earth, to the Creator, to the angels, the archangel, our guides will assist us with that when we have the presence of mind to call on them. What we need to understand is potentiality. There is so much potential for joy, for fulfillment, for abundance, for prosperity, for liberation, for freedom is really what we seek. What we need to do is unity, to continue to understand we all one, we all part of the one that is all. That is the truth, that is and within the one, everybody is growing and evolving towards this unification on a conscious or unconscious level. And the outcome will be a renewal, a brand new beginning, a new life that will be unfolding. So I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm in Savoy here, and for a few days. For it makes me think of skiing. Right now there is all this. I don't know if I can show it, but let me show you there's those clouds here that are. So I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. It's like it makes me think of skiing, for when most of the time I've been in this kind of mountains here, and this mountains is for skiing. So I'm like looking forward to the exercise, but in the meantime we're just walking around, and so I'm going to sing this song to finish. It's an old song by U2. It's a romantic song. It's called All I Want Is You. You say you want diamonds on the ring of gold. You say you want your story to remain untold. But all the promises we make, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you'll give me a highway with no one on it, treasures just to look upon it, all the riches in the night. You say you'll give me eyes in the moon of blindness, a river in the time of dryness, a harbor in the tempest. But all the promises we make, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you want your love to work out right, to last with me through the night. You say you want diamonds on the ring of gold. your story to remain untold, your love not to grow cold, but all the promises we break, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You all I want is you. All I want is you. Great song, but it's very romantic. There's going to be, we're already at the H hour, and it's really a turning point, and this year is very important for there are many people that came in with great power, great spiritual power, and they were supposed to serve the light, but instead of that they serve the ego, they fall into darkness. We hope that they will return into the light. In the world I'm talking about, within the world of celebrities, for instance. And the card of the day is the fifth of Raphael. Everything has a reason for being. Leave your regret to the side and look into the chance to access the happiness that is before you. Looking for recomfort. So try to find the people that are seeing in your same, that are in your same flow, that are sharing you this sense of joy, and because we can, at some point we're gonna have to make that choice to let go of certain things, let go of certain habits, let go of certain people, in order to be more present and focalize on what we need. So it is very much about letting go of all regret, and really to focalize on the project in the quantum field, this potential for freedom, this possibility of joy and abundance and prosperity. For the doors will open more and more for those who come from the heart, and but then not everybody will be able. Sometimes we'll have to pass through certain things in order to transmute the dark, certain energies that are blocked within ourselves. So trust yourself, love yourself regardless of what's going on, and let go of the narrative. Just control the narrative that is going on within your mind, and make this narrative as positive as possible. For that is just an advice, a perspective within things. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day. Salat.